Hello folks, and welcome back to Aldea. In this episode, the beautiful game is coming to Aldea. I'm going to be building a soccer stadium here on Cuthbert Hill, on the edge of what will eventually be downtown. It's good news for Aldea's sports fans. This is going to be more than a stadium though. This is the beginning of a whole shopping and entertainment district. Transportation to the site will be key, but this is going to be an urban stadium. The focus here is getting people here sustainably using public transit and active transportation. So I'll be adding a transit terminal and rerouting buses to serve this area. This will be one of Aldea's landmark sites, so let's get rolling. Alright. So in planning for stadium and associated development, first thing I want to do is I want to extend the road network. So I'm going to follow the contours as I always try and do, respect the terrain. So the first thing, it's probably this one. 4-lane with decorative grass and bicycle lanes. That sounds exactly what we want. Kind of my go-to main road. And we're going to just kind of extend this way and follow the hill as much as we can. We're going to hug around following the contours. This we're going to start to descend down. I might actually just take this all the way down to about there, kind of working with the hill. Here we're going to want to bend, and then we're going to continue descending, but alongside, and then finally hit down bottom. We're not far away actually from making the loop. Maybe I'll just do that now. Don't know if anyone will find the road network. We'll bring this a little bit further this way, just so that we're away from that kind of bump there. And then there, now that road goes somewhere. Just gonna clear out the bushes around it. Actually, I think that's pretty good. I was just looking to see if there's any spots where the road is high on both sides, and it's actually not, so I think that did a pretty good job of following the terrain all the way over. So that kind of gives, more or less, I'll probably develop this little section. But that more or less gives us the future shape for the big Central Park Cuthbert Hill that will be a defining feature of the middle of the city there. So my next step is I want to put a road out this way where I've already cleared the grass off the roundabout. If memory serves, this is actually a 6-lane one-way road because it was tough to find a road that had a bike lane only in one direction. There's a lot that one-way roads that have bike lanes in both directions, but I wanted one that was one way out and not on both sides. So like here's one that's got 3 lanes, but bike lanes both direction. I just wanted 3 lanes and a bike lane going in one direction because if you're going this way, you should be on that side. And so then I used the intersection marking tool to cover that up in the end. So here it is. So this is the road I used. So we're going to use this one. Okay, and now we want their standard sort of avenue. Actually, let's take a look at the terrain. Alright, so we want to kind of aim for here because we're going downhill. I don't want to go across that. In fact, we might want to nudge this. You know what? Let's take out this segment. We're going to curve this one just a little bit, just so it kind of comes in a little bit better there. Actually, we need a section of straight and then a curve. Just a slight one like that. So it can then go down the hill to our main one-way road. We'll sort out the node later, because it is definitely a bit of a mess there. I think I can fix this up with the node controller. That's already better. If I do the square up, that's pretty good. Triangle seems about the same size as that one, so that's all looking pretty good. Let's just maybe tweak this just a little. Okay, I think that makes sense. So now we have some work to do with the intersection marking tool. So we want this to be covered up. Actually, I think I should be able to copy this one. Copy markings. Can we just take them over here and paste? Maybe. Ah, look at that. And we probably should be able to do the same thing with this then too. I wonder what's what's going on here. What's that about, huh? There, that at least makes more sense in terms of the roadway. I don't know why there's a little spot there. I'll have to go take a look here. Oh, there's a little node in between. I'm going to save this and try and remove that little node just to see what happens. I'd say that's back on track. There we go. I just had an extra node hiding in there. Now that looks right. There we go. Beauty. Although I used the one without bike lanes down there. I'll have to... Well, I should fix it now, I suppose. Grass and bike lanes. This is the one I should have used. Now, some lane switching. In the near lane, you have to go that way. If you come out there, you have to go that way, and then you can switch or go straight. So that makes sense. Oh, this near lane, I've already done that. This one is actually not in use, so that's fine. And that's fine. So now we need some more intersection marking to make this kind of make some sense. And I'm gonna, once again, copy past work. We're just covering up that lane that is not actually in use. And then over here, we're going to do the same. We're going to, have to first shut down the outer lane so no one drives through that concrete, and do the same over here. So you can't use the outer lane that's there that we've just covered up to make this all kind of work. Copy this, because this should be a dead ringer for this piece right here. And this intersection, we should be able to take it to, because it will be the same as this. And as I look at this, a little bit of work to this one's in order. There we go. Oh, and I should. It's kind of one of those things, like you can keep looking at it until until you drive yourself nuts. There's always something more you could change up. I don't know why they're different sizes. Obviously I didn't have to modify that one, but you know, small things. Some contractor read the spec wrong. So now this intersection, I'm going to copy it because I think I can apply it right here. Sweet. That's pretty good. So as I look at this, which filler is that one? That is this. I wonder if... yeah, I can just do it like that. That's a better fit for that side. So that better follows the path of traffic. But I think that's pretty good. The triangles are about the same size. They go to their streets. I'll have to give this street an actual name. And we're well set up. Eventually we'll have the same curve off of this, and then when that's done, maybe this kind of wonkiness will go away. I did create this as a perfect circle originally, but then as you mess with it, it ends up a little distorted, and I'm seeing that up here on this kind of upper section. I think this is all pretty good. This kind of is bulging out somewhat. But I think once it gets attached with a node, just like these ones, that should go away. I'm hoping anyway. All right, so we've got this street heading off, and it's going, turn the hills, it's going downhill into what will be, the denser kind of city. We want to join these two roads, and this is probably the spot to do that. Hook around the hill, maybe hook up. This feels like a natural spot for that connection. You can get between the two of them now pretty well, but if this is going to be a stadium in this area, it should be an area that kind of connects together pretty well. So let's kind of head off on an angle down the hill. I think that's good. Now I'm going to get rid of all the vegetation that is going to be here in the way. Okay, I'm going to just pop off for a second here and go get some names from the map of Alberta for our streets. Okay, so we'll name this one Victoria Avenue and this one Skyline Avenue. And both of those came from around Stampede Park in Calgary, since we're going to be putting a big stadium in this area. So the question is, I've bitten off my site, and there's some hills to it, so we're going to have to smooth it out. And the obvious thing is this plateau in here looks like it has the most potential to work with. Probably should figure out, though, what I'm building first. Here's a whole collection. Kind of like the curves on this one. So we put that in here. Or if we oriented it this way, that could work. What are the other choices? We could have a baseball stadium. American football. Not CFL. Be a much bigger one. I think I like this one. It's not too overstated. I think it'll work. If we aim for here, we could still have a bit of I think I should have a transit hub in this area. So we could put it here. Okay. So that gives us a bit of a guide to what to level out. Okay, and we'll get rid of this section too. Just give us some flat ground here on this hillside to work with. Not trying to destroy all the terrain, just kind of make an area that we can work with. Okay. Probably the easiest thing to do is plop the darn thing. Plop the darn thing and then move it over so I can get it situated. Right now it's down in a big hole. Well, it's still down in a hole. That, I like it. Like the red. You know, those red columns in particular, because you look over here, and what do we have over here? We've got the bridge, which is a bit of an icon of the city, and these red wire things, I think they're speaking the same language. That's a nice little touch. I didn't plan that, but I'm really happy about that. With the bridge in mind, let's actually overtly put it there. It's not like anyone in the stadium would see the view, but you come off the roundabout, it's the same sort of thing. And you know what? I'm going to use, how do I do that again? So Alt B, yeah. I'm going to turn the trees off on this because I'd like to place them manually. We can do something nice here. This coming out onto this street. So maybe we should orientate that. It depends. I mean, I want to have a connection out there. We're definitely going to do some stuff in here. Maybe we want to rotate it so that this is all pointed that way. You know what? I like that. We're going to make sure. So as you're coming in to the stadium, we're going to capture that view. That's completely what we're doing. Yeah, there you go. So you're coming in, you're going up the stands if you're out on this way, and you got this view peephole that takes in the harbor and the bridge. Okay, that's completely where this is going, right there. Okay, there's a little bit of weirdness to the terrain there. I wonder if I can just smooth that out. There we go. It's gone. Okay, we have a soccer stadium. I love that. That is so good. Okay, so I think the way to start trying to sort out what this stadium kind of district's going to be is I'm going to come in from this side first, and we're going to create a parking area. And I don't want a whole lot of ugly, like I didn't want a giant parking garage or anything. So I've downloaded an underground garage that we're going to try and place over this way. Building must be placed on roadside. Well, let's get the roadside into place first, I suppose. Run that in just for now, and then we'll see if we can fit this underground parking into place. Bit of a weird entrance, isn't it? There we go. I guess that's how it's meant to be. Okay, so that's underground parking, and what we're going to imagine here is that this whole area underneath is filled with parking, because then we're going to develop on top of it. And the street from here on out we're going to do something different with. I'm going to try, for the first time, pedestrian only. We want a bus route coming, a bus only kind of main spine. And then we're going to connect down to this main road down here. I think is our plan. Actually see where I already have a node. So I have a node there. So that's not a bad place to come off, and it's kind of right there where the contours edge in. So I think that's what we're going to go for. Kind of gets a little weird where they join, doesn't it? Wonder if there's a way to fix that. That's unfortunate. Let's eliminate the offset. There. We got a little portal to the underground happening, but we can probably just cover that up. I like that better than that kind of weird pavement join. Okay, so I want a bus terminal up here. So I guess I have to create a district here. A pedestrian only. Might have some development right down there that'll just be normal. Okay. What are the problems here? I don't have any garbage, so I need to go create a service point for the pedestrian area. How do I do that? I actually don't know. You know, sometimes this game, although I should figure out where it is before I complain, but it's like, why isn't the service thing in here? If it's not in there, why isn't it? Ah! They've appeared because I've created a district now. These were not previously visible. Okay, well that works. I think we probably could get away with just a small one here. Now, I could place one, I could place it here, or I could go I think I'd like it here, really, because this is kind of utility, this is where the utilities are, which means I need to take that, back into a normal road, and then I will size it to fit. Is what we're going to do. So we got the parking and the pedestrian service building together over here. Oh look, someone's driving down in. Neat. Now that we know where the road's going, let's give them some water. And this area is going to be Cuthbert Field. So you enter into the pedestrian area. And I think what we're going to do, we should actually, some tinkering with our buses here. Are those operating? Why aren't you? Maybe I need pedestrian path along there. Let's try that. Get that operating properly. Grass is kind of nice. It gives me places for trees. But I guess I can lay them out and I can upgrade once I get the full flavor of what it is I'm building. I don't like that, where they intersect. And it looks garbagey. Oh, I might have to paint that or something. That's kind of dumb. But it was the access that they needed there. I think this one would be the back, so... Well, I like that, especially where you've got that in the middle, where the node is. Makes up for this abomination. So the stadium's now operating because we have that in front of it. It has power and it has water. Team name Aldea. I don't know if I can name the team. Apparently I can pick its color. I like red though because we got the red bars on the stadium, the red stands, the view of the bridge. This kind of red is very much our thing. I don't know what these are. I guess that's ticket price. This is something. I don't know what it is. I mean, that looks like security. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go take a look what these icons are, since the in-game hover is of no help whatsoever. Okay, after looking into it, this guy makes public transit free on game day. This one adds additional security, and this increases the odds of your team winning by putting more into youth sports. And I don't want to do any of those things right now. I just want to kind of work on this. So we're going to ignore that for now. I do need power over here to get this depot running so that then can service those buildings. So we're just going to run a power line over for now. We'll get rid of this once we figure out what we're doing. I think that will be the missing piece to actually get this all up and going. Parking garage is on. And there's a garbage truck going to the depot. Police on patrol. Okay, so this is now running. So let's adjust our public transit in the area. So this is the Bonita Avenue bus. It currently stops out there. I mean, it would feel like stopping out here and then stopping up here would be too much in a short distance. So I'm tempted to just put it in here and get rid of that stop. Why can't it turn left into that? That's weird. I feel like the bus should be able to turn across the street. What if we make it... If I make that a normal street and then want to move the bus into there. Oh, look at that. See, then it can behave normally, make a turn. But if that is the pedestrian bus only, then it can't. Well, that is really, really dumb. I'm running into all sorts of minor barriers here to doing the things we want to do. There's the Bonita Avenue bus, and it was starting to come in here because it thought it could turn around. So if I have that as the proper... Oh, no. No, it now has to go around the block to access that. Oh, that's annoying. That's really, really unfortunate. Because propelling me into doing something like this is just silly. But I might be able to clean that up. The bus should be able to come in, do that, and head out. So, yeah, to access these, you now have to go in a little bit. I'm going to see if I can just cover the whole thing in a filler. This is fine. It's kind of dumb that I have to do that so that things can turn, but you know what? I can live with it. Makes me think actually I should just do this as a normal road heading down, and then the pedestrian piece starts right there. Maybe that's what we'll do, given the silliness that we're up against, where the alternative is this bus has to drive all the way up and around because it can't make a turn across. There's another bus so Bonita Avenue's going in there. The other one that we're going to do is we're going to stop the Portland bus from going all the way into Kearse. We don't need it anymore doing that, but trying to find the thing, that's going to be the challenging part. So now the Portland bus doesn't go to Kearse anymore. It goes to here. So if you're trying to get across to the Portlands, and this makes more sense than having it go all the way over here, because this whole section, it was completely redundant. I didn't have other stops on it because its main goal is to get people over to the industrial area. Now they come across, it exits the highway, and immediately goes to a terminal, where then other buses, like the Bonita Avenue bus, can pull in. And this bus isn't quite, like, I don't quite have enough for this other route that I'm planning to do, but I think I'll put it in now anyway, just as a space spot saver. And that's going from the school down, the school's down here, an on-street transfer point between routes. And then up the hill and into this terminal. I'll just pause it. I think probably just for the here and now, I'm going to guess it's going to be just a minibus because it's not a route that goes on a huge number of places just yet. So we'll say the minibus. Because it's going to go in here, and my eventual plan, it'll carry on out and rejoin Glendowen and just run all the way over to the university. So that's the Bonita Avenue local, which is now going to become a whole lot more probably important as a bus route than it was before, because now it's moving people from Kearse terminal out to this terminal and then out to the Portlands. And you can kind of see them starting to pile up, so we better add some more vehicles to the route. I'm going to throw 2 more on. In anticipation, now that it's going to be a transfer route. You know, given that that this is also a transit terminal, I am actually going to make these into a normal street that we're then going to paint and put restrictions on. So we don't want cars on this road. Service vehicles are fine, but they kind of can't go anywhere. Probably don't need to do anything because no one can really use this except the buses. So let's just copy you. Hi folks, bit of a sneak peek behind the camera here. I just have a quick editorial note to make. You might notice in this next section, as I work on the transit terminal some more, that there's some buildings in the background that you don't remember me placing. And it's because as I was working on this whole stadium series, I realized it needed to be 2 episodes, one about the infrastructure bones, and then a second one about the actual development. And the thing is, as I was working on the second episode, I realized, hey, the transit terminal needs to rotate. I need to redo the roads around it. And so that really fits more with episode 1. But I realized that after I'd already built a whole bunch of stuff there in episode 2. So I've edited this to put that section into episode 1. But as a result, in the background, you might notice a building or 2 of the actual kind of commercial residential development in the area that I haven't yet placed. I've only done this because it made more sense for telling a story to do it this way rather than going by strict chronology of it all. So that's all this is, and I just wanted to kind of signpost it in case there were any questions. This whole road drama where if you use this bus-only road, buses can't turn across it. Well, I've since found I had to create a one-way or a special U-turn spot right here to allow the Glendowen bus to turn around and head that way after coming into the terminal. Is this one of those? Oh, video's worth 1,000 words, right? I think this must be it. Yeah, so watch the silliness here. It comes out. They always turn that way, and then it does that, which doesn't make sense. So I had to use a regular road here, not a bus-only road, so that buses could turn into the thing, and then they come out and they have to U-turn. None of that makes any sense. And so I've been thinking about, well, what could I do with this? And I'm thinking I should take this out, flip it facing this way, have the road come up to it, and then loop right around the thing, and then join onto this and have a separate pedestrian entrance coming down here. So that would eliminate, I think, all the problems I'm having with buses kind of going not being able to go the right way because drivers don't know how to make turns in the game's silly mechanics. So I think we're going to give that a try. I'm going to put on pause because it's going to be very disruptive to try and do this. It may or may not work. We're going to give it a go. Okay, I'm going to take this off pause and we're going to see if it actually works. All right, let's on pause, see what happens. As the buses try and sort out their new routes. I don't know which one this is. Why is there a stop there? That's Bonita Avenue. They should be in the terminal. They fell out of the terminal along the way there. Portland's looks fine. I think it just needs time to figure itself out. Yep. So we have, I think this works. Does this end the madness? The Glendowen bus comes in from further up the road there. Drops off. Oh, do we have Glendowen and Portland's in the same bay? And they seem to be driving the ground on the back, but yeah, so in that shuffle there. So Bonita, Portland's, Glendowen, I think are in separate bays now. It's so hard. The interface on this is not the best. Okay, so that is Portland's in there. That's the Glendowen. So it is using that one. And then Bonita Avenue comes in and uses that one. I'm just going to see where what this one does. It should go in there and go to this bay. I think it's that bay. No. So that's going further up the avenue, so it comes out and goes around the block. That one. This works! This actually has solved all the nonsense. Now it's just some tweaking. They do kind of cut close to the sidewalk there. I think this road, these nodes need to come up. That's a real. There we go. Now it's level. Our old bus only. The road moved. They did not. Why is this piece all funky? I'll just take that out and redraw it. Oh, we might not even want the bike lanes anymore. Let's kind of take this. Pedestrian paths, you can just kind of draw them close, and that's enough. I don't know if the same logic will apply for this or not. Let's see. I'm going to leave that, see if anyone uses it, or if they consider it a dead end unless it's formally connected. Yeah, I guess this has to be properly joined on. So you got the pedestrians, they go straight on up. I'm gonna shift this back just a bit, give the buses a bit more space for turning in the back. And I think I'm going to make these normal roads, just so that's less weird. And you know what? I don't need the bike lanes on this anymore because cyclists have that. So we can just use a plain 3-lane road. No cars or trucks. Service vehicles only up to the terminal. And you know what? I don't mind them driving through there, but they don't need to drive on that. They can come up the access road. All right. That works. So now we need some intersection work to make the roadways reflect things. Because my bus color for this particular pink is not great. It's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty close actually. So we're going to use that color. Apparently I have to ban parking up here. How you got up here, I don't know. There, let's get rid of the parking. And, oops, parking restrictions. This one. So you can't come up here and park. We have a parking garage at the other end. Use that. But, I think that works. Buses certainly are less weird. All right, well, I'm really happy with how this has turned out, so I think we're going to pause here. I'm going to break this into 2 episodes. Our next episode will tackle actually filling this district in with all the residential, commercial, and entertainment development that's going to go into the area and doing some fine detailing. What we have right now are the absolutely good bones, the essential kind of pieces of the overall development. We've got the parking sorted out. We've got the pedestrian depot for the pedestrian area. We've got the stadium, of course, which is the bedrock piece, and we've got our transit sorted out with a great transit terminal and access right here. So absolutely good bones to work with for our next episode. So for now, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you have feedback, you can leave it in the comments. If you're inclined, please subscribe to my channel. Appreciate any support you can provide. We'll wrap up with a cinematic of our work here, and thank you so much for watching.